what are we going to do? Well, we're going to do this $42 billion and then rinse and repeat and double it and double it and double it and double it. And you're going to say like, well, where does it end? Well, I guess when we've taken 1% of the fixed income market, which is $3 trillion, we bought $3 trillion of Bitcoin and we're trading at $10 trillion in market cap, we'll be growing 20% a year. That's the end game, right?
In this video, I'm going to talk about the numbers based on what he just said. And by the way, what a lucky day. Santa brought you this video today because it's Christmas. So Merry Christmas to everyone. Okay, in the video, what did he say? He said, we're going to keep buying, keep doing the same thing over and over and over until we invest 1% of the fixed income in Bitcoin. So what he meant, 1% of that 300 trillion. What does this mean? Okay, let's run various scenarios. So let's say this is $3 trillion, okay? If he were to buy all the Bitcoin today with $3 trillion, he would buy all of them, right? Because Bitcoin's market cap right now is 2 trillion. So he would buy more than 100%. Of course, that's impossible, right? Because the price would run up. So in order to deploy $3 trillion, the price will go up. So what's the average price that he could get his Bitcoin for? Not 100,000, not a chance. What about if we use an average price of 1 million per Bitcoin? How many would he be able to get over the next however many years of rinse and repeat? Well, 3 trillion, 1 million per coin, that would get him 3 million Bitcoins, okay, for MicroStrategy. There are 21 million Bitcoins in total. So he would be able to get 14% of all the Bitcoins with $3 trillion, right? Now, of course, in order to get $3 trillion, it would require printing shares, right? So if he were to print all of the shares that he's asking for his shareholders to approve, which is increase the number of authorized shares from 330 million to a little bit more than 10 billion. And if he were to issue all the shares, which he will not right now, like all of it right now at a price of 300 per share, 10 billion shares at 300, he would get the entire $3 trillion, right? So it kind of gives us this in perspective, right? And he also said in the video that the goal is to buy, 3 trillion worth of Bitcoin, and then the company would be trading for 10 trillion, right? So if the company was trading at 10 trillion and MicroStrategy would have 10 billion shares printed to achieve that purchase, and if we divide it by the market cap divided by the number of shares, we would get $1,000 per share, which is about three times from the current levels, 3x, right? Now, you and I know that if he has to be buying Bitcoin at an average price of $1 million, which is 10 times the current price, the stock price of MicroStrategy would not be at $300 per share, right? Because if the underlying portfolio of Bitcoins, which right now 40 billion, if the price of Bitcoin was at $1 million, because that's what we're assuming the average purchase price would be, this stock price would not be $300. So he would not be issuing shares. And again, I'm talking at an average price of $300 per share, which means that to achieve the 3 trillion worth of purchases, he would not have to print all the way to 10 billion shares, right? Not a chance. So what number could we use on average? I don't know. Maybe 2 billion shares would get that done, right? So if we replace 10 billion shares with 2 billion shares, that's how we get to $5,000 per share, which is, 20 times or so more than the current stock price, right? If we assume that this number of shares would be 3 billion to get this done, then we're talking about a stock price of more than $3,000 per share, or a 10x. So that's kind of how I think we should think about it. The points are, he's not going to stop. Okay? Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Right? Until he's able to purchase $3 trillion worth of Bitcoin. Then the next question is, what's the average price that he can get for that Bitcoin? It's a guess. It's not going to be today's price. If you want to put $3 trillion into a Bitcoin market and the market cap is 2 trillion, price is going to have to go up. Okay? So the average price per Bitcoin is not going to be 100,000. Million, it's a guess. And then we have to figure out of how many shares will have to be printed to able to raise $3 trillion over a 10-year period of whatever. Again, that's a guess. But once we know that, we can kind of estimate what the eventual market cap would be, what the number of shares would be, and then divided by each other, and then that would give us the stock price. So that's it for this video. Merry Christmas. I would appreciate if you click like on this video, leave me a comment, subscribe to this channel. Let's share this video for Christmas. Thanks for watching.